přerušení způsobené technickými problémy s internetovým připojením a se streamy. Nyní můžeme požádat týmy, aby si nastoupili na státní hymny obou zemí. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for a delay caused by a failure of the internet network. Now let's welcome both teams for line-up for national anthems. Dámy a pánové, prosím povstaňte, vyslechneme si státní hymny Nizozemska a Česka. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise up and take off your hats for national anthems of the Netherlands and Czechia.
LCC Radotín for, what is it, day 4 here at the European Box Lacrosse Championships 2026. My name's Tino Farah. I'm joined alongside my good buddy Teddy Jenner, and we will turn our attention now to the Netherlands taking on the hosts Czechia, coming off of an off day, which means they've had a little bit of time to stew on their loss from a couple of days ago. And you just got a peek there at the temperature, currently sitting at 39 degrees. The hottest day this tournament has seen by far, Teddy, and we have a big one on tap.
Hottest day the tournament's seen, hottest day Prague has seen, I think, in history. They were breaking records all across Europe. We feel for these athletes. It is incredibly hot. Hopefully the weather is going to break later tonight, early in tomorrow, but got to get through day 4 here in Prague. It should be a great matchup there. You look at the standings, Czechia and Netherlands both sitting on near the bottom. A win here will help them move up the standings and will be much needed head into the later stages of the round robin.
You get a look at the lineups between these two nations. The Netherlands, they're coming off of a massive win yesterday. They found their scoring touch finally. They had 5 goals between their first 2 games, and then they put 17 in a winning effort over on the Finns. And they're going to need more of that up against this motivated Czechia group who are, like I mentioned, coming off of a loss. They've been thinking about it for an entire day. It was close against Germany until it wasn't. Germany went on to score the final 7 straight goals of the game. They held Czechia scoreless in the 4th quarter, and the final score wound up being 14-9 against them. You also just got to look at Daria Sayed, who will start in goal for the Netherlands. At the other end, it'll be Julie Petranova. Petranova with a 670 save percentage coming into this one. Sayed with a 900 save percentage. Statistically speaking, she has the upper hand, but things can turn on a dime in this sport as we are underway. It'll be the Netherlands with the opening draw in their favor, as Hanneke Versavelt will get it over through to the middle and can't handle the pass. It's down into the corner. Czechia unable to come up with it, but the Netherlands have under 10 seconds to shoot. They will, and there's the first save of the game, courtesy of Petranova.
Good outside shot by the Dutch late in the 30, but Petranova's going to have to make some early saves here just to let the team settle in.
And you see the difference as well between the two goaltenders in Sayed wearing the field lacrosse helmet. It gives her a little bit of extra cover from the sun with the visor on top. Petranova's got the more hockey-style goaltending mask. See if that winds up playing a factor at all, because Petranova's got the sun in her eyes right now. Wrong-sided shot. That'll be handled easily by Sayed, and she'll let a defender come in to pick it up from her crease.
I was impressed with Faltasova in game 1 for the Czech Republic. She's a very diminutive right-handed player. She can play both sides of the floor and does a lot of the dirty work finding some loose balls, and that time we got a loose ball and a good shot late in the 30.
Femke Bakker wants the return feed. It was just ahead of her. Otherwise, she had a one-on-one chance with the netminder. Doesn't go in her favor. Once again, the Netherlands looking for a late shot here as they pick up the loose ball, but they're going to run out of time. And that's a good defensive stand for Czechia to keep Netherlands, for the most part, to the perimeter and not allow a shot on goal.
Yeah, Kucherova doing a nice job just keeping ball between her and the man, and allowed the defense to run that 30-second shot clock out. And that's going to be big for both these teams, just to keep the momentum in their favor. You don't want to have empty possessions. Got to get shots, got to get resets.
Kucherova battling behind the cage. It'll be batted to the near wall. She'll pick it up as well. Kucherova now gets more so to her proper side, but they got to get something on goal. And that won't make its way on target. And now we're seeing both teams settle in a little bit defensively, but it's the offense that needs to get going here.
Both defenses have been perfect so far. And we don't even think we have a shot on target yet, Tino.
Maybe that'll change here, as it does right on cue. The first shot on target for the Netherlands comes from Delaney Keane, and she makes this a 1-0 game.
And this is just a great shot from Delaney Keane, able to slide past her defender, stick up high, goes 5-hole past Petranova, and 1-0 for the Netherlands. And that's just a tough one for Petranova. Kind of got up on her toes, just needs to stay down in her stance and keep that stick on the ground. But a good start here for the Netherlands.
Keane had 4 in their win versus Finland. Talk about the team finding their scoring touch. She most certainly did as well. Again, just 5 goals scored between their opening 2 games of the tournament until they just came alive against Team Finland, now with an early lead against the hosts. The lefties will get it across the floor. Shvetsova, and that'll be handled by Sayed. She's got it in her stick. Chance to lob this down the floor, and she just puts it into an area. A bit of a dump and chase type of scenario for the Netherlands. Loose ball battle in the corner. Hanneke Versavelt will do a lap around the offensive zone. Pass got bobbled for a moment, but a nice one finds Manouk Wolbert. And that'll go off the netminder's shoulder. A chance for the Netherlands to get a reset and keep some tired defenders on, but a good second chance effort by the Czechia defenders. Švecková is going to go the length of the floor herself, and she scores! Tie game in the blink of an eye. Czechia are on the board.
That's a great, great loose ball, Tino, from Veronika Švecková. Finds it up and able to just keep her feet moving. That's one thing that I love to see from lacrosse players. Once you picked up that loose ball, tuck your stick, put your head down and run. She was able to outleg the Netherlands defender coming off the bench and puts it far side past Daria Said, and it's 1-1. A great response from Czechia.
Švecková put up 11 points in their opening game of the tournament. 7 of those were goals. Do not be surprised if you see 32 find the back of the net a few more times in this one. They lean on her offensively speaking, and they're likely going to need more from her as well. Netherlands looking for a response. That shot goes well over top of the goal. Still with some time if they can settle down the offense. Switching hands now is Sophie Kudod. And that will go out of play. Possession now back to Czechia.
Now let's see if the Czechs can put some shift together. We like to use the term stacking shift, Tino. They got to get a good offensive possession here, try to find some resets, but Baker causes the turnover.
Backer now picks it up. Oh, and a good trail check knocked that loose. And Švecková, she was the one who turned it over, but then made up for her wrong moments later. Now Švecková back onto the floor. Pass towards the perimeter. This is Nicole Arnold. She's got a little room to shoot. Will decide to work it around the outside as Czechia had one less player on the floor. Now they're back to full strength. The battle continues. Arnold gets crunched from behind. And that'll be a loose ball push.
30 seconds before we are in our first hydration break window, under 10 minutes of every quarter. And we'll take a TV timeout under 5 minutes of every quarter.
The hydration breaks just continue to grow in importance, not only with the length of this tournament, but remember, this is the hottest day by far. So that shot goes to the short side and in. The lead is back in favor of the Netherlands. Hanneke Verseveld gets her first of the game.
And this is a great shot by Van Versveld around the screen, and we'll get a good look here. Bodies in front. She gets Petronova leaning the wrong way, stings it short side, top corner. This is a great shot, but you can just see how much bodies were in front of Petronova, and the Dutch regain the lead.
You can see the Czech defender just partially screening her goaltender. It was Maršalková, and I mean, it probably just sounded like the sound of a fly going past her ear with how close that ball was to skimming off of her helmet. That's why they call it a game of inches. If it goes your way, that's a blocked shot off the dome, and if it doesn't, it's in the back of your net. Netherlands now leading 2-1. The last time they found this scenario, Czechia answered right back immediately. Might that be the case here once again? They wanted the one-timer. Tilsherova couldn't handle the pass. She's still going to battle for it against 2 Dutch defenders, and that'll be a stop by Syed right into the logo.
And that'll take us to our hydration break. 2-1, the Netherlands leading Czechia here at the European Box Lacrosse Championships.
Yeah, it's been a battle so far. We'll get another look at the early goal from Czechia. That was Švecková able to get it just over the shoulder of Syed on the run. And the energy levels of these players, it's going to be interesting to see how they rise and or fall as this game goes on longer and longer, with the heat exhaustion playing a factor. Unfortunately, a couple of days ago, we saw a couple players go down due to that. Nothing since. But again, any chance that these players get, I mean, you see down at the Czechia crease, or not at the crease, halfway between the bench and the crease, they brought an umbrella out to give a little bit of shade to Julie Petronova. Any chance that they can get to find some shade from the sun, they're going to take that opportunity.
Yeah, and we might even see, and we have seen it throughout the first 3 days of this tournament, teams that have multiple goaltenders switching either at half or sometimes alternating quarters just to keep goalies fresh. And that's a big thing here in this tournament. Not just keeping your players fresh, but the goalies as well, because they're the ones just sitting there in the sun, no relief from the shade on the bench, wearing all that padding. then you just got to keep them as fresh as you can.
It's funny, I remember I heard Daria Sayed in a conversation as I was going back and forth to get some water, and somebody asked her, have you ever played in anything like this? And she was like, well, yeah, yesterday. So I think they're slowly getting used to the conditions, but how can you possibly prepare for this? That'll be a stick save by Julie Petranova off of a set play for the Netherlands. You'll oftentimes see teams run something that they've drawn up coming out of a timeout, and the Netherlands get a shot on goal, but cannot beat Petranova.
Yeah, Petranova, obviously she's given up a couple, but she's made some good saves. And we might get another look at this one. She just gets the inside of the leg on it and able to parry it just wide.
Almost one of those scorpion saves you see in the NHL, just kind of dragging the inside of your heel. Not too shabby, but it is another reset for the Netherlands, looking to double up on their lead. Pass was a little tough to handle. Keeping after it, though, is Romy Gielings, as that will go up and out of play off the netminder. Possession stays in favor of the Netherlands.
And that's another big save from Petranova, but the Dutch starting to stack shifts, get some shots, tiring this Czech defense out.
Again, going to work it around the outside. Manouk Wolber pressured. Good swing across over to Gielings. Picks it up off the turf, or at least tries to. Czechia now will look to clear. Just trying to throw it blindly through center floor. Backer will pick it up. So it won't be a back over call, but the Netherlands will maintain possession, and they want to get some fresh offensive legs on. Wolbert waiting for her reinforcements. Takes a look up top, and she's just going to get it right back. Remember, sun in the eyes of the Czechia netminder right now, and still able to make a save stepping across to her left. And Czechia, they've got to be exhausted right now in the defensive end. They have to clear this ball.
Yeah, and this is where the heat just plays a factor. As you get tired in this weather, your brain just starts working a little slower. You just got to concentrate all the way through to the other side of center so you can get a change. Delayed penalty coming up to Czechia.
Netherlands will look for a drive. Shot off the mark. It goes high up into the netting, and now the first power play of the game will go to the Netherlands.
Yeah, not sure what the call was. We'll get it. Look here from the official. Looks like it's going to be a slashing call. Going to one of the Czech defenders. I'm not sure. I don't even think they know who took the penalty. I think it's going to be Nicole Arnold, number 9. Check that, Katarina Kucherova. Nope, she's going to head back.
Who, me?
No, not me. Me. Machkova will serve it.
Oh, there are 2 penalties here.
Oh.
Okay, so
that's why there was some confusion.
It'll be a 2-woman advantage for Netherlands now, and what an opportunity this is to really flex those offensive muscles, and they're going to go 5 strong in the offensive zone. You don't see that all too often. Usually teams will go 4 in and leave 1 at center or the restraining line, but the Netherlands know how important this is to get an early lead, and Petranova is maintaining her role as the best penalty killer. She'll need to make another save here, as that'll go off of her shoulder and into the corner. Another reset for the Netherlands, continuing to work it around the outside. They're going to go down to the corner. Bellamy Persad, pass through the middle, tough to handle. They'll maintain, though, as Sophie Kudod will try to skip it over. Not sure where that was going, but I'll tell you where it ended up, right in the Czechia bench.
And that's good job by Petranova, the goaltender, just to help settle in this defense. Down 2 players. She needs to make some big saves, and then she was leaning the wrong way that time, but got just enough to keep this a 1-goal game.
It's interesting as well to see the size differential between the 2 netminders. At one end, you have Daria Sayed, who has her shoulders well above the crossbar, and at the other end, it's Petranova, who, when she's in her position, shoulders just about meet the crossbar. See how that plays a factor for the 2 teams, as she'll make a save with her left hand that time. Maybe smaller in stature, but definitely not in the way she plays. Power play continuing on for the next 40 or so seconds, and give her another save. Petranova has indeed been the best penalty killer.
Yeah, and the Dutch are doing a good job getting shots, but they're kind of settling for the first shot. A couple extra passes, they'll get a better look on cage.
The momentum that could be picked up by Czechia if they kill off this entire thing would be unbelievable. And There's a loose ball push that's going to give possession back to the Czechs, and they can kill off the remainder of these penalties if they so choose now.
Yeah, now they just got to kind of spread out, keep your feet moving. Don't let the double team come if it's going to happen. And if I am the Dutch, I'm pressing this ball early and often, trying to cause a turnover.
15 seconds until 5-on-5 gets back underway. Desperately looking for somebody open on the far side is Poshvitzkova. She'll split through some pressure, just protecting the stick. And what a kill this has been for Czechia. They remain down by just one, but this could have been way worse. And now we are back to 5-on-5.
That's a heck of a job by the Czechia short man team to kill off both minors without giving up a goal, only a couple shots on target. Now they go the other way.
Marshakova, now it's up in front, and that's fired just wide of the goal. Big rebound, falls up towards the restraining line. Czechia would love to keep this up in their offensive zone. It's the goal scorer, Veronika Shvetsova, battling for it. It's still up for grabs here. Nobody's been able to pick it up cleanly. Even the Netherlands having a bit of a hard time with it, but finally, Hanneke Versavelt will turn and go, but now the forechecking efforts of Czechia may just cause the 10-second count. And right on cue, Czechia will stay in the offensive zone.
There's a look at the last chance by Marketa Malasinovska, the captain.
We saw a lot of her in their opening game as well. Such a heavy shot from the outside. That rebound chance slides out of the stick of Kucherova. Everybody pinned right now behind the net. And here come the Netherlands. Nice job to split through the forechecker. A lot of oval. Able to hit a teammate on the run, and that will go off of a defender. You can see right in front of the crease, shaking out her right hand. I believe that's Holubova. Netherlands still with it. Another sidearm release. Now just 5 seconds to shoot. Haven't been able to get anything on goal. Just far too many shots that aren't making their way on target. And with that, we will make our way to our first media timeout of the game. It's the Netherlands 2 and Czechia 1. More when we return.
The Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world.
Just got to look at the Netherlands bench. Now let's take a look at the goal leaders from this game. And I mean, nobody really running away with this one, of course, with the score being 2-1. Tino Fair, Teddy Jenner here alongside.
No one's running away with there's 3 goals, Tino.
Thanks, Tedward.
No problem, big fella.
But Czechia looking to tie this game, and momentum in their favor after a full 2-minute 5-on-3 was killed off just before the media timeout. Now they'll look to run something on a righty strong forward set. Shot that will deflect off of a stick now into the corner. It's among the shade, and the Netherlands are going to push it forward. And they're going to be called on a loose ball push themselves.
And I think I heard from talking with some of the guys that Veronika Shvetsova is 16 years old and one of the best players in the country. And she's proven it so far here in this tournament. I think 8 goals so far. She has been a dynamic force for the home team.
Just fearless. It looks like there's just no hesitation to go anywhere on the floor, to go at any defender. She has been, bar none, at least from what I've seen, the best forward for Czechia, maybe their best player overall. And she is on the floor with possession as we speak, and right on cue, she'll fire that over top of the defender, and loose ball will be picked up now by Faltsova.
Another shot from Shvetsova, and I heard that arguably the best goaltender in Czechia is not here because she's only 14 and not eligible to play.
And Bilson will put a shot off of a body. A little bit of cloud cover starting to form here in Radotín. So defender gets knocked down, opens up some space, and a stick save by Petranova knocks that loose. Chance now for Czechia to break out of their zone. Rubova is dispossessed. That'll be a back over call. This forecheck of the Netherlands causing some problems for the Czech defenders. Righties are going to get a touch here early. It's going to be taken behind the goal. Remember, World Lacrosse rules. Crease dives are allowed, but they don't need one. Finally, a team is taking control here. It's a 2-goal lead for the Netherlands and another outside shot that's beat Petranova.
Yeah, Bellamy Perse with an outside shot. And Petranova was kind of looking the wrong way at first, had troubles finding where that pass went. You'll see from behind the angle, she's actually looking to her right. The ball's on her left, and by the time she reacts, Persad has already stung it past her to the far corner. And it's a 2-goal lead now for Netherlands as Persad is on the board.
Right away, you can see her on the bench with the towel over her neck, or rather, I should say, a wet cloth, a cold, wet cloth, just whatever it takes. So I know here at the venue in Radotín, they've installed some misters over for the people watching on, all the spectators, to try to keep them cool. Teddy, you were hanging out under one of the misters over ahead of the clubhouse.
It has become my best friend, that and the ice baths.
Maybe the lemonade too.
Oh, trust me, don't sleep on the lemonade.
In front, they get one back. There's the response that Czechia was looking for, and guess who? Veronika Svetskova gets her second.
I actually thought they might have called her in the crease. We'll have to get a good look at this one. As Malinovska takes it from behind, and she just gets it in before she steps in, and that's just great cutting right down the middle, stick up, nice and open, takes contact and still able to finish. And you were telling me before the game, you heard one of the English girls talking with some family and friends, and just talking about, you know, how much they love playing the box game, how much more enjoying it is to play than the field game. And you can just see how much these women are embracing the contact, the hitting, the physicality of the box game, and see how it's grown here in Europe.
And to be on the European world stage, oh, here's a chance the other way for the Netherlands to get one back, too. There's the 2-goal advantage again in the blink of an eye. Now 3 goals collectively between the two teams in the span of about 30 seconds.
Bente van Bilsen on a good turnover. And a headman ball, and she just goes right in. One little move, little hedge fake, drops her stick and beats Petranova low. Another good look here from the camera behind the cage. Petranova with a good step, but again, just got to keep that stick on the ground. But a good response from the Dutch, and you can see the orange fans clad in their bright orange cheering on their club here.
I think I could see someone over there. It looks like maybe an apron or something that is quite literally an orange.
Yep, that is exactly what that is. Just an oversized t-shirt, Halloween costume. I love it.
Wow,
you've seen, I saw yesterday the Dutch fans were wearing the orange bodysuits. I asked the fellas, is that not hot? They're like, no, we're great.
Wow.
Different breed over here.
Just built different. Nice pass in front. Syed able to get it with her stick, and she'll hang on. Get a little help from a defender. That's a big-time save from the big-time netminder.
Yeah, and that was a great pick and roll by the Czechs as well. Flashing through the middle, pick and pop, and a great opportunity, but a good save by Syed.
Demmer takes a peek to the outside. Gudot, a bouncer up and out of play. Close one, but we are now into the final minute of this first quarter, and Czechia would love to get a late one here to cut into the lead before the break. They got to get through this forechecking pressure from the Netherlands. It's caused them problems all through this first quarter, and once again, the Netherlands will take possession back on a failed clearance by Czechia.
Yeah, and that time Holobolova just needs to, like I said, just put your head down and run. If you don't have any help, you're just going to have to win your one-on-one battles.
Geeling's forced almost all the way to center floor. Able to get that across, but that's out of the reach of her intended target, Bellamy Persad, and into the Czechia bench.
Now do we see Czechia maybe pull Petranova and go 6-on-5 if they get it in the offensive zone? Don't think they will with 20 seconds left.
If they're going to make that decision, it's got to be now or never, but they look like they're going to hang on to their first half timeout. Here's Svetsova. She'll get it across over to her captain, Malinovska. Now down to the corner. 6 seconds left. Got to get something on goal here. Thinking about the dunk, and she'll step into the crease. And that is going to close out this period once we get the whistle. 2 seconds will not be enough for the Netherlands to launch this down the floor. 4-2, the Netherlands lead through 15 minutes of action. We'll step aside, take a quick breather, and when we return, it'll be time for the second quarter between Czechia and the Netherlands. "15 minutes in the books, 45 to go," as you get a look at the game stats so far, with the Netherlands having the advantage. 4-2, but that carries on over to shots. Shooting percentage is dead even. Face-off percentage slightly favoring the Netherlands, but otherwise, I mean, this has been a pretty even game so far. And I would argue, I mean, the momentum, it's kind of gone back and forth. Of course, it was carried a little bit by the massive 2-woman advantage that was killed off by Czechia. You get a look there at Veronika Svechkova. She's got the 2 Czechia goals, and with that, we'll take a look at the goal leaders, where she finds herself atop those standings in this individual game. But I would say by the end of that first quarter, it was the Netherlands who seemed to take control of the game once again. They were able to answer back against the late Czechia goal to have the 2-goal advantage. And then again, it's the forecheck that's been the big difference maker for them.
Yeah, and that's going to be a problem for this Czech team all game long if they can't figure out how to break this forecheck of the Netherlands. It can be as simple as, like I've said the whole time, just running past your defender, or someone's got to come back and open up and get themselves open for 1-2 passes to quickly get up the zone.
Bit of a collision right off of the face-off, and it looks like Hanneke van Verseveld appears to be a little bit shaken up. Just getting back onto the bench now as her teammates work into the offensive zone, and Julie Petranova will get the stop. Netherlands seem to get a reset on every possession. This turns into a chance, and it's thrown just over the goal. What an opportunity that was for the Netherlands to get another one on the board, and with that, they're going to head back to the power play.
Yeah, that was a great take from Delaney Keane. Found a loose ball, had a couple good scoring opportunities. And we'll get the call here. 2 minutes is a slash. Going towards the captain, Marketa Malinovska. And 0 for 2 so far are the Dutch. This time it'll be a 5-on-4, see if they can take advantage. But this is one area where the Czech defense really stood tall.
Should say as well, the referees in this game. Head ref is Daniela Heiser, Angie Reed, and Jason Siratuk. The standby ref is Rhiannon Jones. So 0 for 2 on the woman advantage for the Dutch. Could have been another penalty there, as that cross check went up into the neck area of Bente van Bilsen. Czechia now will try to break free. They weren't really able to control the ball all too much while shorthanded in that first quarter, but they did indeed kill the entire 2 minutes of that two-woman advantage. Pass through right to the slot. They score. The Netherlands get a power play goal right through the middle, and now in a dominating position with a 3-goal advantage.
That was Manuk Volbert with the shot inside. Just cuts to the middle. The Czech defense just out of sorts, didn't pack the box. And that's just an easy goal for Volbert as she goes bouncing between the wickets of Petranova. And it's back to a 3-goal lead here for the Dutch.
The two high penalty killers just appeared to get caught a little bit ball watching. And if those penalty killers are spread apart, the middle is just wide open, and now the Netherlands are just going to get possession right back.
Yeah, I don't think the Czechs had gotten out on the floor in time to set the floor, and the referees have been keen to call that one here in the later stages of today. Day 4 of 10 here at the EBLC.
Feels like they're flying by at this point. The Netherlands in a commanding position. But watch out for the Czechs. They can turn it on in the blink of an eye. They just need their opportunities, and they need to take advantage. A couple of shots thrown towards the goal. The latest one stopped by Petranova.
And one thing with this Czech defense is sometimes they kind of get lost, kind of watching the ball. They don't really do a good job communicating who's checking who, and that's oftentimes left some of the forwards wide open. That was the case there. Just do a better job of communicating. Stay on your side, stay with your check, and talk through the picks.
Those are the mental mistakes that may wind up costing you a game. It's whoever can mitigate those mistakes more than the other team that will have the advantage. But again, the heat plays such a factor when it comes to things like that. Malinovska took the penalty earlier. She's back on the floor to lead her team. She sidesteps the crease with a defender on her back. Now up top, Svechova down to her captain, and now they'll move it across the floor. 10 on the shot clock. Faltsova gets a little bit of room. She's on her wrong side. Rebound on the crease, and that's a couple of nice stops by Syed. Ball is still down. We haven't seen a ton of fresh possessions off of a reset for Czechia. That time they are able to get a shot through. Now it's a turnover and a great save by Syed. Out of nowhere came Veronika Svetsova, but could not beat the netminder. Now the Netherlands appear to be having a bit of trouble clearing, and waiting near center was the defender to save the day. It was Lotta Van Oval. Gets a little help with some fresh legs. They'll get a well-deserved breather now. Took a little while for the Netherlands to get set in the offensive zone, just now getting ready, and they've only got 4 seconds left on their shot clock. Cutter was open for a minute, but they're going to run out of time. The shot clock went. One official signaled the violation. The other one started to signal towards a reset.
That's a good save by Petranova, even though the shot clock had gone. Now see if the Czechs can get a good conservative here possession and let their defense get a bit of a rest too.
Keep mentioning tired defenders. It almost feels like a redundant thing to say. Everybody's exhausted by this point in the tournament. Everybody's a little bit banged up. You're kind of just trying to battle through it and try to remain as healthy as possible. But the longer these games and this tournament goes on, the more exhausted these athletes are gonna get. So the Netherlands will try the near side first. Czechia went to make a late defensive change, and there is a penalty coming up. I believe that's going to be for an illegal substitution. So goaltender to the bench now for the 6-on-5. 6 seconds left to shoot. They'll fire, and that'll be off the shoulder of Petranova. Reset, still with 6 forwards out for the Netherlands. They started to make a change and then decided against it at the last second. That one goes off the face mask of Petranova, and now the Czechs will collect.
And you're exactly right, Tino. It will be a illegal substitution call on the Czechs. So another power play opportunity here for the Netherlands. 1 for 3 so far on the afternoon. And they're going to have to start taking advantage of this. They scored in their last power play. And if the Czechs are going to continue to take penalties, you have to make them pay. or they're just going to continue to do it.
And power plays right now are 4-0 favoring the Netherlands. I'm sure at a certain point the Czechs are going to do a couple of flybys past the referees and wonder what do we got to do to get one as well.
And I'm just looking at Petronova. I think she's trying to signal to the bench that she might need a change here. So we'll have to keep an eye on her at the next stoppage.
Oh boy. That shot will bounce up and out of play. Now the Czechs will indeed get possession. And yeah, just looking over at the Czechia bench, Sofia Lodinova has now put her uppers on, so it does look like they are going to be making a goaltending change when they get given the opportunity. But now it's a fast break the other way on the power play, and a great stop by Petronova. She's keeping her team in this fight.
Someone who looks like she needs a change. She's made some huge saves here in the last few minutes.
Emily Demmer, she'll make another save. It's stuck in her crease, and Petronova will smother it.
I think she kind of was hoping the official would give her the whistle stoppage for the hydration break.
You get a look at the shot percentage. Now the shots sent wide, pretty even, generally speaking. Now a chance maybe for the Czechs with numbers. Nice pass in front and a great save by Syed.
And that'll take us to our under 10 hydration break, but a great chance, 2-on-1 going the other way. And I think we might even be getting a penalty here to the Dutch, Tino. Looks like it's probably going to be a check from behind on that shot. Indeed it will be. So after the won't take the hydration break here because of the penalty. And I'm sure Petronova's just anxiously waiting the full stoppage.
Just begging for a whistle at this point. What a save that was by Syed. She's been reading the ball so well. Remember, this is the quarter where the sun is in her eyes, but she does have that field lacrosse helmet, that visor maybe giving her an advantage compared to the previous quarter. But that one will get underneath of her. Bit of a blind shot by Alice Faltsova, and Czechia will get another one back. Now they trail by just 2.
There's the little number 33, Faltsova. Just finds this loose ball and just quick release, beats Syed and goes right between the wickets. Just past the right foot, and that's a timely goal, a shorthanded marker for the Czechs, their first shorty of the game.
I would say as well, the extra open space available for the Czechs right now, with it being 4-on-4, that gives Czechia, I would say, a little bit of an advantage. And now, yeah, there's a little confusion that, well, did a player come out of the box too early?
She did. There's a minute 39. I'm not sure.
But this should be a hydration break with the whistle.
That should have been a power play goal. My bad, not a shorthanded goal.
No, that was 4-on-4.
Oh, it was a 4-on-4 goal. You're right, Tino.
Maybe the heat's getting to you too.
It definitely is. It definitely is. I'm still trying to get used to these European clocks and the numbers, letters.
I'm still not sure why there hasn't been a hydration break yet.
Me too, my friend.
Regardless, I'm sure Julie Petronova is wondering the same thing. Pass through to the cutter in the middle. It's kept wide. Despite being down 5-3 right now, the defense of the Czechs has been very impressive. There's another whistle. I don't think the referees have looked up at the clock to realize that we should be in a hydration break right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they haven't realized that. Even the fourth official should be aware of time and situation, especially for these athletes.
See if that now plays a factor, because it is a power play for Czechia. Here's Faltsova. She's starting to float over to her wrong side, but we've seen her score from over there a couple of times in this tournament. That'll be a shoulder stop. Another one read perfectly by Daria Syed. Her team has 40 seconds left of this penalty to kill off. And now possession is going to go back to Czechia. When we return, the hydration break is finally among us. We'll take a bit of a breather as well and come back in, about a minute's time with more between the Netherlands and Czechia. Back for Radotín, or back from Radotín, just ahead of the start after the hydration break. You got to look there at the new incoming goaltender for the Czechs. Is Julie Petranova out for, at least for now. We'll see if she comes back into the game at any point, but right there is Sofia Lodinova, who has a .740 save percentage so far through the tournament. And now, I mean, there really is no advantage from the goaltending gear because she's also wearing a field lacrosse helmet, so maybe that'll help to keep the sun out of her eyes a little bit better. Power play continues for the Czechs. They've got about 25 seconds to work with until five-a-side lacrosse will get back underway. The captain playing quarterback. Looking for the hat trick now was Veronika Shvechova, and that didn't work out. Another save for Syed, but now the forecheck of the Czechs will cause a turnover. Down to the captain again, Malinovska. Now the penalty will come to a close. The Czechs will be 0 for 1 on the power play, but they score right after. Malinovska able to one-time that home, and while it's not going to count as a power play goal, it comes before the player for the Netherlands was able to get back in.
Yeah, and that's just like an excellent job by Malinovska, just to cut right through the middle, realizing that the Dutch defense was kind of settling in, that they were back to even strength. Just a straight ball cut, one-timed it in the corner, and got a great feed from her teammate, and able to one-time it past the goal. We were back to within one.
You just got to look at her on the bench as well. I mean, I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but just exhausted every time you get to the bench. Everybody is just bent over, head down on the bench, trying to get any energy back that you can as quickly as you can. And now the Netherlands appear to be on their heels a little bit. That's a ball they're not typically dropping, and it's a little bit scrambly in the offensive zone, which is something we didn't necessarily see from them in the first quarter. It helped them take that 3-goal advantage. And like I said before, the Czechs can turn it on a dime. Now a nice back pass that's going to work out. It finds Poshvichkova, but it stays down until a little bit of help comes in. Stuck will get that. Check that. It was Vodinilova. Gets it once more. She'll throw one. A seeing eye shot that's kicked aside by Syed. Able to get a piece of it at the last second.
Yeah, we're starting to see this Czech team find another gear here in the second quarter.
Odilanova passes to the middle. Syed has seen enough. She'll take it away, and looks like she just wants to lob that through to center floor, and she just missed her target.
Yeah, that's a good look up ahead for number 14, Annika van Versveld, but just a little out of her reach. She would have had a good chance in the transition. I don't hate the opportunity trying to go for it.
Now we saw Lodinova. We haven't really seen her handle the ball yet in this game, as we just saw a moment ago Syed launch it the length of the floor unintentionally, and now the Czech netminder puts it into the Netherlands bench, giving them possession back. The Netherlands at one point led by 3. Now it's just a 1-goal lead. Looking for anybody open. They decide the sharp angle shot is the right call, but Lodinova stayed with it.
They're going to call 4 seconds in the crease. Lodinova couldn't get it out of her stick to pass it off to number 22, Kraklichova, and a turnover to the Dutch.
I think Lodinova is arguing that she never really had complete control of it. Maybe the 4-second count should not have started just yet. But the official right there disagreeing. A hard cross-check that keeps the Netherlands unable to shoot. Now Hanneke van Versveld will get that up top to Demmer and then set a screen. Somehow this play stayed alive. The Czechs appeared to have get a good cross-check in on Demmer. And there was a reset on the clock for the Netherlands for some reason. And despite that, an early shot from way downtown. That'll be an easy save for Lodinova.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe the Czechs had a small possession. That's why there was a reset, but the Dutch didn't realize it. The shot goes wide and out of play, and that'll take us to our under 5 media timeout. You'll watch the European Box Championships here on YouTube.
Pivo z rodinného pivovaru, kde řemeslo a tradice jdou ruku v ruce.
get a look there at the top left of your screen. Make sure you follow along on the EBLC socials on Instagram at EBLC 2026. You're getting score updates, you're getting highlights. They've been throwing out some content as well. I saw a video they put out where somebody was walking around with a microphone asking what year some of the athletes were born. And anybody that their birth year started with a 1-9, immediately the Jurassic Park anthem started playing and they put a dinosaur on the board. So Teddy, you and I are in some trouble, I think.
I feel seen, though.
Yeah, fair.
The worst part about, for me right now, is Pavel Dojli for the Czech men's team is 46. I'm a year older than him, and he's still competing at this level. It's just incredible.
That's a tough soak for you.
It really is. But I'm happy I'm not playing.
As that'll go off the crossbar, less than an inch away from Marketa Malinovska tying this game. So Czechia will keep possession, under 5 minutes away from the halftime break. That'll be a well-deserved halftime break as well. Svechova gets it across the floor. Netherlands playing a bit of a zone defense right now. A heavy hit right near the restraining line. Just getting back to her feet is Svechova, and she's actually going to head straight to the bench. The Netherlands will turn it in the opposite direction. Nice move, maybe slow numbers here. A break through the middle and a great save by Lodanova. Robbery with the left glove.
Her best save since coming into this game.
And if that can turn into a goal the other way for the Czechs, man, oh man, a hard cross check, though it's center. The arms of the officials stay down, and rightfully so, as that looks pretty clean. Oh, and now some rough stuff between a couple of players. Everybody separates while the play continues right in front of the Dutch bench.
I think we're going to get a bench penalty. Well, maybe not. There's two hands up. I thought one of them was going to go to the Czech coaching staff, who one of the door workers was laying into an official. We'll have to see what this calls. Looks like it's going to go towards number 21, Knakova. And the Dutch will head to the power play.
You're getting a look right there at Anaminam, who was laying down on the bench for a minute. There's another look at that save. This is what we were talking about before, the kind of rough stuff between a couple of players. And oh my, that is an enthusiastic coach. How about our production crew here?
Yeah, the folks at Forward know what they're doing here.
They are, I mean, I've said this already throughout the tournament, earning their paycheck, to say the least. And now it's a power play for the Netherlands. It's their 5th of the game, 1 for 4 coming into this one. Another nice stop by Lodanova. And Czechia, I mean, they had a power play chance earlier in this game. They did not score on it. They actually have yet to score a power play goal in this tournament. That may change by the end of this game, but power plays continue to favor the Netherlands pretty heavily. Czechia doing good work, shorthanded, a clear-cut chance from the outside that missed the net, and the shot clock will expire.
That's all right. They used 30 seconds off the penalty. They didn't turn it over, just trying to eat up as much clock as they can on the penalty. Now they're going to have to do it again in their own zone.
Got another look at the latest Sofia Lodanova stop. And like you said, Teddy, she has been outstanding since being called upon. The question is going to be whether or not she comes in to start the third quarter, or if they're going to be alternating goaltenders quarter by quarter, which would mean, if the case, Petronova would come back in after the halftime break. Fake shot, pass across to the left, and that as well will be denied by Lodanova. Another great save for her.
Yeah, and that one came off the stick of Sophie Kadod. And then another save.
From her knees, rebound, and she'll get across. Does not have to make a save on that chance. Netherlands working it around the horn. Kadod to the near side. Now to the corner, she gets it back at the point, or at least they tried to get it to her. There's an open player down in the crease. The pass is good, able to tuck through a couple of defenders and diving through, but the shot is not clean.
Good look there for the Dutch, and then a heavy hit.
Officials really letting them play here. Svechova, as the power play comes to an end. Now with 90 seconds remaining in the half. Back on comes Alice Faltsova. Oftentimes she'll fade over to her wrong side. This time she's gonna park on the crease as the captain gets a shot through. Syed stayed right with it.
We've gone about 4 or 5 minutes without a goal here since that last one by Malinovska to get it to within 5-4. Both defenses stepping up.
Some more pushing and shoving away from the play. The Czechs will collect on their own side of center, and they're now going to use their first half timeout with 63 seconds on the clock. It's going to be too much time for them to look to pull the goaltender, but they might be able to get a couple of set plays here to try to tie this game heading into the second half.
Yeah, and I don't mind that timeout. They had a player with the ball kind of going away from the opposite end. She was in a little bit of trouble. Better part of valor, call timeout, keep possession, let your offense go to work. But now the thing is, we've often seen if the Dutch put some pressure on you, how do the Czechs break that forecheck? And it's going to be tough because this Dutch team, Tino, is very aggressive when they step up the floor.
I know we're talking a ton about Veronika Shvetsova, and rightfully so with what she's been able to produce throughout this tournament. But if the Czechs are going to be able to tie this game, keep your eye on Marketa Malinovska. She's the captain. She wears the number 18. And, I mean, even if there is pressure on her, she is never shy to fire the ball on goal with a real heavy release. If they can set something up for her where she has even more time and room, do not be shocked if you see 18 in blue shoot that thing as hard as she can. We're back after it. Here is Fedshova. Across now, Faltsova. They're going to work it around, and everybody's going to get a touch here. Faltsova back to the near side. Behind the goal is the captain, Malinovska, and a quick one-timer in front by Shvetsova. That didn't miss by much. Deflected, and the Czechs now just have 5 seconds left on their shot clock. It's batted across the floor, and they're going to run out of time. The Netherlands will pick it up now.
And they call timeout wisely with 32 seconds left.
So we did see a goalie goal in a game yesterday. It was Portugal's netminder, Sean Medeiros, who fired at the length of the floor. By the time he did make the save and get it up, I think there was about 4 seconds-ish left. I don't think there's going to be enough time here for the Czechia netminder, Lodanova, to be able to fire at the length of the floor if the Netherlands get an early shot. But, I mean, you never know here.
Yeah, the Dutch aren't going to pull their goalie. There's 3-second differential between game clock and shot clock, so no need to pull your goaltenders. You get a good look there at the Dutch head coach, just talking through her charges, having a quick little word with the officials. Ball will start all the way down the Dutch end, but I'd like to see the Dutch get a good look here. And they've had a couple chances. Again, this Czech defense kind of gets lost with ball movement and cutters, so let's see what the Dutch can do.
Monica van Verseveld will start off the motion. She finds topside, defended well. She'll switch hands. Gets back now to her proper right. Great defense by the Czech defenders. They cause a turnover, and wisely the Netherlands did not pull their goalie because Czechia will pick it up, and now, well, that's not going to be a back over. Thought that may have deflected off of a Dutch stick. They need a shot late. They fire it well wide of the goal, and the score will remain 5-4 for the Netherlands over Czechia through 30 minutes of action. That's going to do it for the first half. We'll take a quick breather, as will the players, and second half action will be coming up when we return from Prague. Welcome back to LCC Radotín, home of the 2026 European Box Lacrosse Championships. We're looking at a matchup between the Netherlands and Czechia as Tino Farah and Teddy Jenner here alongside our entire production crew. Thank you very much for joining us. The first half is in the books, in the Netherlands, who had the early advantage, up by 3 at one point. Saw Czechia start to storm back by the end of that quarter, just unable to completely complete that comeback, but they'll continue to try to do so against a high-flying Netherlands team who get an early shot on, and a second one to boot that goes up into the netting. I don't think the referees realize it. No, they have.
And just to point it out, Sofia Lodanova is still in the cage for the Czechs, and at the other end, it will remain Daria Said. Lodanova came in with about 4 minutes left in the second quarter for starting goaltender Julie Petranova.
She'll remain over on the bench in some shade, and a bouncer goes early for the Netherlands. Right into the top corner, it's Bente van Bilsen.
And that's Van Bilsen's second of the contest. And you know what we say, Tino?
Bouncers will go.
Bouncers will go, and that's just a great shot right at the feet of the goaltender, then up above her left elbow, and that's a tough save for any goaltender at any level. And Bilsen on the board with her second.
Now, Teddy, you're someone you've scored a lot of goals throughout your lacrosse career. As somebody, when you're sizing up a goaltender for a bouncer, where's the perfect location in the crease, or I mean, even outside of the crease, maybe? Where do you want to put that bounce?
Well, it really often depends on the style of the goaltender and where you're shooting from. I've seen some guys bounce it at their feet and it goes straight up to the top corner, or they do a low skipper at the goalie's feet. So, you know, usually hips and knees is where you want those bouncers to go. So you want to be bouncing about 2 feet in front of the goaltender.
Nicole Arnold able to get it back across the floor, and a perimeter shot scores. A rare one from outside that'll beat Syed, and once again the Czechs are within one.
Barbara Voldanova with an outside shot from deep. Think this one might have gone through a screen, and Syed never saw it. And she just kind of steps in, steps down, and yeah, I think number 51, Ilse Fuchs, was just kind of screening. Get a good look here from behind. Yeah, and she just kind of, oh, you got to soak that one, Tino. You can't turn the shoulder. You just got to stand there and let it hit you. And that allowed the shot to go short side past the Dutch goaltender.
You got a good look as well there on the turf. As this game goes along, the shady points of the turf, I mean, they're changing rapidly. So right in front of the crease of Daria Syed, there's all sorts of different shady spots, from, you know, the banners atop the arena, or the venue here as well. So could also be playing a factor compared to the other end, which we're at right now, which is much more clear in front of the crease. A nice drag move, and that'll go off the top of the head by the looks of it, Lodanova.
Yeah, that was Kimberly Furburn who took that shot. Now we're going to get a penalty coming up here. I think this is going to go to the Czechs. And if it is 22, she's their best defender.
Well,
Really see what referee Jason Sauertuck calling here. We'll take a look. 2 minutes on a slash. Might have been on a dead ball foul, maybe. Not sure if the boys in the truck have it. We'll take a look here. 22 is right there on your low screen. And that's definitely not it. That's not it. So somewhere off camera was that slash by Kralovosa.
Now it's the 6th power play of the game for the Netherlands. They've scored on one of their previous 5 chances, and they get another one just inside the post. Goaltender may have caught a piece of it, but it wasn't nearly enough.
I think that was number 11, Delaney Keene, with that shot. I do believe it was. And that's how you take advantage on the power play. One pass across, bodies crashing to the middle, and then shoot over top of that screen. Not sure Lodanova saw it cleanly. And just late to react, got a piece of it, just not enough. And you can see her kind of point, say, yeah, I got it. But she's got to be a little quicker moving post to post. And I think, Tina, that's where the sun comes into play. She might not have seen the pass happen.
The windup on that shot for Delaney Keene, I mean, shades of Brennan O'Neill, if I can be honest. Just how far back she wound up with that thing. And the Netherlands aren't done yet. The most they've led by is 3. Every time they've scored, generally speaking, the Czechs have had a good answer. Now someone's going to get up on the hands of the shooter. That's much better defense by the Czechs to force that to the outside. Still alive here is Emily Demmer, excuse me. Will be able to get over. Oh, and an unorthodox shot. Not sure if that caught a deflection or not, but it bounces off the crossbar.
Well, there's one of those bounce shots that are from way out, and we'll get a good look here. Yeah, it just took a funny hop off the turf, off the crossbar, and out of play.
Demmer back up top. Benta Van Bilsen. The lefties will all get a touch, and another one from distance, and this time the Czechs try to block it. The pass now is knocked down. You got to be careful not to take a loose ball push here. They've had their defenders out for a while. Oh, the Netherlands are going to get called on interference, and finally these defenders will be able to change.
Yeah, and that's a good break for the Czech defense because there were some tired bodies out there. Unfortunate play from the Dutch, causing a turnover in the offensive zone.
Shvetsova. Faltsova couldn't handle it, but she does take it off the bounce. Up top waiting, Rybicka. Looking back, Faltsova downhill. She'll put it behind the goal. Now thinking about the dunk is Shvetskova, and her pass in front to Poshvichkova didn't work out. We saw the Netherlands, or we've seen the Netherlands to kick off the second half, kind of take their foot off the gas in terms of their forechecking pressure, while the Czechs have started to turn it on. And there is that 10-second count that'll go against the Netherlands.
And now we're starting to see the Czechs with some forecheck. Pardon the pun?
No, I won't pardon the pun.
Okay.
That will be bobbled, but Shvetskova had some time to make another play on it. Off the bench with some fresh legs, Malinovska flips through to the middle. Shvetskova and a nice trail check, may have just saved a goal. Better defense by the Netherlands, maybe in a bit of desperation, but Femke Bakker just took away what looked to be a clear-cut chance for Czechia. Now open in front with an opportunity, but a great stop. Lodanova keeping her team in this fight.
Yeah, Annika Van Versveld with a glorious chance. Two Czech defenders went to the ball carrier, and Van Versveld went right down the middle. But Lodanova continues to play strong between the pipes.
Van Versveld looks like she wants it back, but it's going to stay on the far wall. Demmer wide open in the middle, just dropped the ball before she could shoot. Now Van Versveld has it again. She's going to do a lap of the offensive zone. Out to the perimeter. Bobbled pass. Van Versveld has it again, but she's on her wrong side. She's going to run out of time.
Another good opportunity for the Dutch. And here's a look at the Van Versveld chance. And it's turned aside by Lodanova.
Lodanova just does not appear to be biting on any of these fakes by the Netherlands. Very positionally sound. You saw her read that well on that shot from Van Versveld. Now Faltsova, all sorts of room. There's a Czech forward that's down in front. And that's going to give us a whistle, as the teams, I believe, should be getting a hydration break with that. You can see right there on your screen, getting up, it was Poshvichkova, and she appears to be grabbing up at her neck area.
She went cutting right through the middle and took a cross check a little bit high. And the last few possessions, I've seen players on both sides getting the sticks up high. Watch right in the middle after she takes this shot. Just a cross check right across the collarbone. That doesn't feel good at any level.
So no hydration break just yet, but the next whistle should bring us one. And right on cue. Do we call that the broadcaster's curse?
No, that's a positive.
Yeah, broadcaster's benefit.
Boom, a broadcaster's boom. 7-5 is your score. We'll take a hydration break here on YouTube live from Prague.
Well, you get another look at the temperature there once again, up to 38 degrees. I'm telling you, it feels much more like 50, if I can be honest. It's got to feel even more than that down on the turf right now, where the Netherlands are facing off against Czechia and up 7-5, 9.5 to play in this third quarter. The Netherlands have never trailed in this one. And it just felt like they've been in control, with Czechia inching around that come from behind opportunity. Radotín with another save, but she can't corral the loose ball, and the Netherlands will knock down their defender.
Yeah, Netherlands get called for going through the crease to attack that loose ball. And the Czechs just got to make those passes a little bit shorter. We talked about that in the early game to start this tournament for them. Instead of making the 15, 20-foot pass, make them 5 feet passes by just taking a couple extra steps.
Especially if the Netherlands are going to minimize the pressure. There was a little bit more that time around, but compared to the first half, it's been minimal. Oh, there's a nice pass in Syed with her best save of the game, and staring one-on-one with Svechkova, the #1 score for the Czechs.
Yeah, Svechkova probably could have thrown one stick fake, would have gotten Syed on her toes and would have a better scoring opportunity.
The Netherlands will look to turn that big save into a scoring chance themselves. Hanneke van Verseveld looking towards the middle. Romy Heelings couldn't quite handle it. And there's that top defender you were talking about. Teddy Kralovska will look to clear the floor. There's Faltzova, gets it across. Janšejová will leave now and start to create some space off ball. Bobbled pass. Rybicka will now drive through the middle. Faltzova looking for a target. Now that, not sure if that was a pass or a shot. Either way, it ends up in possession of the Netherlands, and Faltzova is run over. And that's going to give possession back to the Czechs.
That's the second time the officials have called that as an offensive ward. And that's just someone running through their check. That is not an offensive penalty or a possession call at all.
We'll see if that winds up being costly or not. Ball goes down. The Czechs just kept all 5 of their forwards on the floor, and they're looking to get a little bit of energy. Another big hit right along the boards, and that's going to be a penalty too. Goaltender has not left their crease yet, so it's still 5-on-5. The Czechs are going to continue to just play even strength, as the ball would be touched by a Netherlands defender, and the officials appear to be calling it pretty tight here.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be Morgan Bass heading off for 2 or less on the illegal body check, I think is what the call is going to be. Oh, just a cross check. Again, I just thought this was a clean hit right in the boards. Watch this loose ball picked up. See if we'll stay with it long enough. Watch 17, who's on the back side of your screen. She's going to come in right here, and that's just a clean cross check. That's not a penalty at all.
Well, Faltzova will get it down low. Again, she's on her wrong side. The captain will shoot in and out of the stick of Syed, keeping her team in front by 2. This feels like an opportunity in which the Czechs need to take advantage, but it's a short-handed chance, robbed by Radotín. Her toughest task so far.
That's a fantastic save. She almost baited Van Bilsen to go far side and just stayed with her the whole way.
Now Malinovska stuck defending for the Czechs. Appears to be very comfortable in that scenario regardless of the exhaustion. And the Netherlands have done a good job killing off pretty well the first half of this penalty. But that shot goes wide of the goal. They've got a second to try to get something through, and the Czechs will get a big block when they needed it most. That's Kanakova grabbing her face as she makes her way back to the bench. She may need to get some repairs.
Yeah, just another look there. That chance by Van Bilsen is Radotín just stayed with her the whole way, kind of baited her to the spot she wanted to shoot at and parried it aside.
Tilsharova is going to play shooter on that far side. Up top is the captain, Malinovska. Now Faltzova, again, you can see her as a righty on the near side. She's on her off wing, but still likes to skip over, and a low shot that goes right into the right pad of Daria Syed.
I guess I haven't paid enough attention to how many lefties the Czechs have, but they continue to have to put 4 right-handers out there.
A turnover that gave the Czechs another grade A opportunity at point blank range. It was Veronika Tilsharova, but she misses the net. And just 16 seconds left. The Czechs still have time. Got to be careful of the center line. They caused that turnover right near center. Now Svechova has a little space created. She threw it to an open corner. So that was smothered by a Netherlands penalty killer. Pass up, and we're back to 5-on-5. The Czechs still have yet to score a power play goal in this tournament, and another stop. Lodanova with a big stick save to keep her team within 2.
Yeah, the defender just needed to cross-check the Dutch player coming right down the middle. Swinging the sticks allowed her to run past and get a glorious opportunity.
The Netherlands fans starting to have their voices heard. Van Verseveld way up top. She'll switch hands, trying to direct traffic. Oh, she dropped it. Maybe a chance. She makes a play on it, but Czechia, will still get a chance. It's knocked down, trying to split through some defenders. No penalty is called, and now there's an injured Czech defender down in the offensive zone, and looks like the official will blow the play down with a scoring opportunity starting to emerge at the other end.
Yeah, and that's Katarina Svechkova, I believe. Sorry, Katarina Kusharova. As she tried to split the defenders and took a heavy cross check, but watch the head hit the ground. That's what's going to cause the slowness for her to get up, and that you can see the slug trail right across the turf that she went rolling down on, and then she landed flat on her back, the back of her helmet off the ground. And let's hope that Katarina Kusharova will be okay. We'll be back here on the TV timeout from Prague.
The Good Stick Company is here to manufacture and produce lacrosse sticks locally here in the Czech Republic. Our mission is to make lacrosse more accessible so more kids can have access to affordable, high-quality equipment so more people can play this game and we can share this sport around the world.
Back here at LCC Radotín, as you get a look there, moving awfully slowly after that big collision. And Teddy, like you were talking about, maybe not necessarily the contact for Kucherova, which made the big point. It was more so the contact with the head down on the turf due to the contact.
So let's hope she's going to be okay. Medical staff going to attend to her. Just get some ice on the back of the neck, some fresh water. Hopefully she'll be able to come back and play in the rest of this game.
The Netherlands again on a set play, looking to open up room for that far side shooter. As Volder will get it down low, and another nice save in tight by Lodanova. That's a defender come in to collect. That's Kralovska who will start the sprint. Czechs break free of the pressure. Chekolova will leave near center floor. Vodalinova. As Arnold couldn't handle the pass, it rolls its way back towards the middle of the floor, but she'll pick it up way outside. Only 2 seconds to get something on goal. Somebody's got to shoot. They will late, but it's going to miss the mark by quite a large margin.
Yeah, now they're going to have to hurry off as the Dutch will look to push some slow transition. And you get a look at this, another save by Lodanova. Again, she's been fantastic since coming in with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
De Van Bilsen hits the trailer. It's Hanneke Van Verseveld through the middle. That's a knockdown pass and a hard cross check. That's going to be considered a loose ball push.
And so the officials didn't take the immediate timeout when the injury happened. The TV broadcast did. So what do you want to do, Tino?
Well, I mean, I guess let's just discuss a little bit here. And if we get cut off and we go to commercial break, then I guess we'll be cut off and we'll be in a commercial break. But yeah, I guess the teams could benefit from this a little bit. You almost do get, 3 timeouts really in a quarter, but you get a look there at the injured Czech defender.
Yeah, it's Karina Kucherov who took that big hit. Still trying to catch her breath on the bench. Don't forget, coming up after this game in the men's division to wrap up day 4, it'll be Germany against the Czech Republic. Czech Republic losing a heartbreaker last night in overtime to Italy, which has turned into be one of the games of the tournament, 19-18, as the Czechs were down 16-11 at one point, came all the way back to tie it, had the lead. The Italians responded. It was physical, it was feisty, had a little bit of everything. I thought we were going to have fights on the floor, on the benches, and in the stands. And at the end of the day, the Italians prevail on the stick of Scott Del Zotto. But here, the Czech Republic women's team trying to claw back against the Dutch. They've been trailing the entire game and have been within one a few times, Tino, but just can't find a way to get all the way atop the mountain.
The Czechs do have one win in this tournament. They came in their opener against Finland, but then they fell to Germany 2 days ago. A chance now to get a little bit of revenge and get back to their winning ways for the hosts. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Poshvitkova, and finally one gets through. Czechia, they've been able to get within one a few times, and finally they're back to that point, and it's a hat-trick goal for Svechova.
And this is just a nice, tidy little give and go. Svechkova has it, passes to a teammate behind the cage, then flashes right to the middle. The Dutch are slow to crash. Femke Bakker trying to get there, but Svechkova stays strong on her feet and buries it past Sayat, and it's back to a 1-goal game.
It'll be a violation that's going to give possession back to the Czechs. What a moment this would be for them if they could finally tie this game up. They've done it before, but it was very short-lived until the Netherlands took the lead back, and that started the momentum, which eventually got them up by 3. The Czechs have just always been on their heels trying to come back, as that one will go off the corner boards. Calmly, Shvetsova has it. She's going to shoot from distance. Why not? You already got 3 in this game. A hot stick for Czechia.
That one almost was a problem for Daria Sayed. It went off the top of her leg pad and almost fooled her.
And now maybe a turnover. By the looks of things, at least a 10-second count. Oh no, and they're going to say a loose ball push that's going to go against the Czechs. Well, that's a gift for the Netherlands. You had maybe the 2 best scorers for Czechia in Malinovska and Svechova right there trying to pair up for a turnover, and the Netherlands score as a result at the other end. It's Hanneke van Verseveld. That feels like maybe not a dagger in terms of the result, but what a costly call that turned out to be.
Yeah, and I wasn't too thrilled with the call. I thought it was going to be a 10-second violation, but Van Versveld just again pulling the string, goes short side, shooting through a screen. Lodenova was guessing, and unfortunately guessed the wrong way, and that's a big goal for the Dutch to make the lead back to 2.
All you can do if you're the Netherlands is, make the most of the opportunities when they're presented to you, and that just felt like a gift. And now the Czechs once again trail by 2. They have struggled to get past that 1-goal deficit whenever they've been able to get within 1. They've got to find a way to take that step, and it may take them until the 4th quarter, because there's just a minute and a half remaining here in the 3rd. And the Netherlands, they don't look like they have any signs of slowing down whatsoever. Here's Delaney Keane. She's on hat-trick watch for the Dutch. Up top, Sophie Kudode, and they score! Oh, Lodenova doesn't appear to like it, and Netherlands have themselves back in front by 3 once again.
And unfortunately, another one where Voldanova is guessing as Healings fires this short side, and you can see her just leaving the post. And this is a great shot to the near side pipe by Healings. And it's back to a 3-goal lead for the Netherlands. And if they can continue to get a couple more here before the end of the quarter, Tino, it's going to be a tough hill to climb for the Czech in the 4th.
Minute 17 is all that remains. The Czechs appear to be leaning, as they usually do, on Veronika Svechova as well as Arketa Malinovska. But they need some depth scoring. It can't just come from 2 or 3 players, and they need to stop a shot here from the Netherlands. They do, thanks to Sofia Lodanova. Again, able to slide over across to her left, and it's a fresh 30 for the Netherlands in this final minute.
Delayed penalty coming, goalie to the bench, 6-on-5.
Well, the penalties continue to rack up for Czechia. It'll be a block in front fearlessly. Ball goes down to the turf. Netherlands keep it alive. Under 10 to shoot. Demmer is going to pull it out. Now she's going to start to go forward with it. The pass is dropped, and the Czechs will pick it up. It's going to be 25 seconds left in this quarter, and it's going to be the Netherlands on their 7th power play of this game.
2 for 6 on the power play so far are the Dutch. Here's the call from Jason Sauertuck. 2 minutes on the cross check. And right there, right in the middle of your screen, as it's Veronika Tilsharova for 2 or less, late here in the 3rd.
Doesn't feel like necessarily this game is, out of reach if the Netherlands get a goal here, but this does just feel like a crucial point in this game for Czechia to find a big kill. You'll remember way back in the first quarter, they killed off that entire 5-on-3. They need more of that now with 5 seconds to go. Pass is good to the middle. Shot doesn't get through. They maybe have time for a late one, and they get it on goal. But Lodanova with a buzzer-beating save to keep her team within 3 heading into the final frame of regulation. You're listening to myself, Tino Farah, alongside Teddy Jenner at the European Box Lacrosse Championships, live from Radotín. Back with more when we return. Getting a look at the game stats between the Netherlands and the Czechs, and it's the Netherlands with that 3-goal advantage, and they're pretty much up in every category for the most part. Shots, a couple more shots wide as well. The shooting percentage is pretty even. The face-offs heavily favoring the Netherlands, 66-33. Ground balls, they've been all after. The big number I'm looking at right now, though, is the penalty minutes for the Czechs. Sure, some of these calls maybe could be questioned, but all you can do is find a way to find the line that the referees have provided, and Teddy, Czechia just hasn't really been able to adjust.
No, and that's been an issue for them for much of this tournament, is just finding the discipline and, like you said, finding that line that the referees are calling. And sometimes you're frustrated with what's being called and what's not being called, so you just gotta try to play within the rules and do as best you can to allow the referees to do their thing. But it's going to be a big 4th quarter for the Czechs here, down 3, starting down a player.
They would benefit greatly from an early one, and
unsportsmanlike conduct call coming.
And it's going to go to Czechia. I'm not sure if it's from a player or from the bench. Bench minor.
So somebody from the Czech bench must have said something to the official, or not sure what set Jason Sauertuck off there. Maybe it was that young fella again getting after the officials.
And he may, it looks like he's just been kicked off the bench. I'm not sure if that's, I wonder if that's just a team decision, if somebody's just said, all right.
Enough out of you?
Your day is done.
Great job by the camera, just getting the guy steaming down the bench. He's not going to like seeing that in the afterwatch.
There was a bit of contact right off the face-off to kick off this quarter, and there was no call on it. Likely has to be what he's pretty hot about, but he'll watch as a fan for the rest of this one and give the Netherlands another chance on the power play. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is their 8th opportunity. And they've scored on 2 of them previously. A shovel feed across the crease. Lodanova with a massive save for Czechia.
She's going to have to be at the top of her game for this final 14 minutes. And she's been solid since coming in, but going to need a few more saves down the stretch.
And now there's a penalty to the Netherlands coming up. A legal substitution appears to be the call. And you can see some tactics from the Czechs here, because they had Veronika Švečová out killing some penalties, maybe trying to build some transition the other way, having her out the defensive gate too.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of teams, in North America doing that. Buffalo does it with Dane Smith, and Jeff Teat does it for the Black Bears. Sometimes it's those players are just so adept at what power plays do. To put them on the short man leads to a lot of their advantage.
Švečová goes right at the heart of the defense, firing 5-hole. It's thrown towards center floor. Chance for a caused turnover, more or less an interception. Kucherova will look across the floor after picking it up, and Švečová has it go over her head.
And that's the little things that are going to cost the team. He's back. He just had to go take a personal timeout.
Just cool off a little bit.
Just had to walk it off. But then that's what we were talking about, especially if you're going to be down a player, you just got to make sure you clear the zone and make the easy passes.
It is a 4-on-3. That confusion of the 2-woman advantage may have been what caused the illegal substitution for the Netherlands. So they've got someone open, and one of the Czech penalties is over. So now it's 4-on-4. The ball will bounce its way across the crease, and that's going to be a reset now for the Netherlands.
Yeah, all because Lodanova tried to pick it up. It went off the top of her stick, and they gave them the reset.
That is a tough bounce. And the Netherlands now will shoot from distance, and it goes out of play.
I thought you were going to say kick saving a beauty.
I thought it went in originally.
It did go off the right leg and out of play. Again, Lodanova just leaning the wrong way, but good reactions to get that right foot on it.
I mean, it was a kick save, and it was a beauty. And it is a reset for the Netherlands. 4-on-4 continues. Shot didn't get through. The penalized player for the Czechs is out of the box. They maybe have a chance. They've got Švečová up in the play. The shovel late, and she's not going to be able to handle it. Oh, it's batted through the crease. What a chance that was out of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought Kralevska was just going to take that all on her own.
I think she may have benefited more so from doing that. Instead, the late decision to make the pass up to their leading scorer, but the pass wasn't a good one. Here she is. She'll shoot anyway. Another stick save for Syed. That's well out of the reach of Emily Demmer. And now everybody out of the penalty box, so 5-on-5 can commence with 12 minutes to go here in the final frame of regulation, but the Czechs trying to storm their way back into this one. The clock remains their enemy. They need a quick one here to get that confidence back into their offense, as Arnold will get it to Faltsova. Hands always ready to shoot for 33 in blue. Can't find a lane, but she does get it back now. Top side, she'll shoot a bouncer, just missed at the near wing, and the clock will expire. Now here come the Netherlands, a breakaway from center to take the 4-goal lead. Robbed by Lodanova, just got the shoulder up at the last second.
Timely save from Sofia Lodanova. And it'll call running through the crease on the Czech Republic. I'm not sure where the defender's going. Got to get back and play some D. Nakova was like, okay, maybe I can get a break. Oh, wait, no, I got to play defense.
How out of reach would this game be if not for the play of Sofia Lodanova? If you missed it, she did not start this game, but came in due to some exhaustion. Oh, now she's lost sight of the rebound. It's a cross, and she slides over and makes another massive save. Each one she makes increases in importance, and give her another one, and she'll hang on to the rebound.
She's just been so steady between the pipes, just helping to calm her team down. And when need bailing out, she's been there.
The offense now for the Czechs looking to get something going. They're 30 seconds away from the opportunity for a hydration break here in the quarter. Shovel feed to Shvetsova. Didn't work out. The captain will get a shot on, and Syed will deny right in front of the crease. Now a rare reset for the Czechs. Shvetsova gets it down. Malinovska across. Bouncer wide out of the reach of Faltsova. The Netherlands can't clear. It's down. They feel there should be a penalty. Remains uncalled as you get a look at the total penalty minutes. 18 right now for Czechia. What was that? 8 for the Netherlands, and they get one back. Again, trailing by just 2. And Shvetsova gets her 4th in this contest.
Whenever they have needed a goal, they've looked to number 32. Watch her spin off for Czech. Keeps that stick high. Goes right above the head of the stick between the wickets of the goaltender Syed. And that's a big goal to bring them back to within 2 with 9:50 to go. As I said, you need a goal. It's either going to 18 blue or 32 in blue. And more often than not today, it's been Shvetsova who's been the respondent.
The timeliness of the saves for Lodanova, now the timeliness of a goal from Veronika Shvetsova. But they need more, and they need it now. Next whistle, aside from it being a penalty called, will be a hydration break, and you can feel the momentum building here for the Czechs. The fans starting to come alive a little bit behind their bench. 9.5 to play. Shvetsova back on. She looks again to the 5-hole, but this time Syed will make the save, and there's our whistle. Hey, Teddy, what do you say we take a quick breather and grab some water?
I would love to, Tino.
Let's grab a little bit of that. We'll be back with more when we return. Getting a long look there at Sofia Lodanova. And now let's take a look at the overall standings. As you can see, just above both Czechia and the Netherlands is Ireland with a 2-0-2 record. There's only one perfect team remaining, and it is Israel, who picked up another big win today over England. They're sporting a 3-0 record. The Czechs want to get back to their winning ways, in which they started this tournament with a massive win over the Finns. Now they've got about 9.5 minutes to try to make something happen against the Netherlands, but they're down 9-7. It will be circled behind the goal. Skip through to the middle, and a shot looking to the short side. Just missed, but not by much. And the Netherlands, they got their look, just couldn't quite dial in the shot.
Yeah, good couple passes by the Dutch. Again, they're getting this Czech defense kind of turning their heads, doing a lot of ball watching. That's leading to a lot of open looks.
There's that forecheck that the Netherlands were so dominant with in the first half. Haven't seen it a ton here in the second half. Fast break chance, and another great save by Lodenova.
Yeah, good stake by Bente van Bilsen, looking for her third of the game, but Lodenova just stayed with her the whole way.
Kudode keeps it alive. Through the middle, Lodenova with another stop from point blank range, having an unbelievable start to this fourth quarter, and her team needs much more of that, especially here on a reset for the Netherlands. So they're making a quick change to bring on one set of fresh legs. This is Czechia now also playing a zone defense, and now they got a defender that appears to be a little bit roughed up. As Chekolova was hunched over for a moment. Ball falls to the turf with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. The Netherlands haven't really been able to get much on goal this time, and it'll be another block in front fearlessly by Tilsharova.
Yeah, and the Czechs are going to need a lot more of that. I know Chekolova was a little winded, but you're just going to have to gut out these shifts in the final 7.5 minutes. It's going to take everything you got if you're going to want to get back in this game. And that means stepping in front of a shot, fighting dirty for a loose ball. You're going to have to do it.
Svechova has it deflect off of her stick. They've still got some time to make something happen. She's open at the top. She'll shoot, and Syed makes the stop. Another positionally sound save for the Netherlands keeper. Now she'll forecheck. Svechova is knocked down. I mean, we saw a penalty called on that exact same play earlier in this game. Officials this time will say play on, as that'll be cleared the length by Hanneke van Verseveld. And another save by Lodenova. This feels like a big loose ball here. The Netherlands have had the upper hand in that category all game, but Czechia will try to cause something here, as nobody's been able to pick it up just yet. Had it for a moment. The officials now will call for a reset, as Czechia will go in the opposite direction. The Netherlands already had 2 defenders back, as that's a hit that looked like it was on the numbers. The Czechs will keep possession. Svechova lobs it over top of the defender. Trying to split through is Arnold. Svechova calming it down. Hard pass across, tough one to handle for Malinovska. Limited time here once again, and tries the sharp angle shot. Somehow it goes in. The officials.
I don't think this will count. International rules, I don't think you can score from behind the cage. The head of your stick has to be above GLE, so it will not count. Unfortunate break for now Malinovska. And she just shoots this from a tough angle, but again, she's behind goal line extended, and the international rules say you cannot score from behind goal line unless the stick of your head is above GLE. And now the Dutch might throw it away here.
And the Czech bench was incensed. Everybody with their arms in the air. Remember, World Lacrosse rules here at the European Box Lacrosse Championships. 5:50 left now on the clock. Czechia has to make sure they don't get frustrated with maybe some of these lack of calls, or in that case, one going against them. Again, up in arms of the bench, thinking that there should have been a penalty called after they had a defender go down near center, and the Dutch will slow it down once again with Delaney Keane. In front, saved by Lodenova.
Yeah, just another opportunity there where the Czech defenders just aren't heads on swivels, and 2 Dutch players were wide open on the backside.
Keane spins back, hits the cutter, and it's underneath of Lodenova. What a save at another key time for her.
I know Svechova has 4 goals on this one, but player of the game for the Czechs has to be Sofia Lodenova.
Svechova has it again. Thought about the drive, decides to pull it out and let some more of her offensive cavalry make it on. She's stood up, keeps her feet moving, lobs that one unintentionally. It banks off the boards, but it stayed alive. They have tried far too many times to put that at the 5-hole of Daria Syed, and she has kept her stick down each and every time, and they need more of that from her in the final 5 minutes. Back with more when we return.
řemeslo a tradice jdou ruku v ruce.
Got a good look at the two benches coming out of the media timeout. It is going to be Netherlands ball as that whistle came off of a Daria Syed save. And there's a look at the Netherlands fans. They've been loud and proud as they were at the opening ceremonies as well. A sea of orange every time the Netherlands take to the turf.
Yeah, and we mentioned this a bunch of times in the broadcast. Just one of the cool parts about being over here for a European tournament, especially for us North Americans, is just see the fan bases and the chants and the songs, the camaraderie, the friendliness. And it's just such an incredible environment to be a part of here in Radotín.
Van Verseveld will get the cycle going. Now she'll shoot, and that'll be another save for Lodanova. I believe I saw the stat earlier. Since coming into this game, she had made 15 saves. I mean, she's got to be up to at least 20 by now with the amount of rubber that she's seen thrown her way. And the Netherlands continue to try to penetrate through the middle of the floor in this zone defense by the Czechs. Halfway through their shot clock. Ball is down, it's batted forward. Czechia will come up with it thanks to Olehova. She'll keep her feet moving and absorb some contact. Somehow she's still got it. Gets a little bit of help waiting near center. Penalty on the play. It's going to be a slash, and this is going to go against Czechia again.
Hopefully the camera caught this. I didn't see it as I was watching the play go the other way, but it's a 2-minute slashing call and the 9th power play opportunity for the Dutch. And a chance to put a dagger in this one. And I might just go out of view.
I think it was retaliation.
And the refs have been calling the retaliations every time in this tournament. That's one thing they've been consistent on.
Goes back to the point that we spoke about before, is the Netherlands will drive straight through, pass across with the extra move. Some good motion from the Netherlands, but Lodanova able to step over. But that point that we made previously was that the referees are going to set the standard. It's up to you as a player to find that line and play within that standard. And I mean, complain all you want about the penalties that Czechia has taken. They haven't been able to adjust.
That was actually a very well-run power play set by the Dutch. It's something a lot of NLL teams run back home in North America. They just had Van Versveld on the wrong side of the floor. She would have had a great scoring opportunity. Double high seal, the center player goes right down the middle, skipped it to the crease, and then one more backside. It was a well executed, but just unable to put the final touch on it.
Delaney Keane was hoping for a shot. Now she'll get it just inside the post. A timely goal for Delaney Keane, and that's going to be her hat trick marker.
And that's a big one on the power play. Their 3rd of the night with the extra player on the floor. Just gets a little help from a pick and then goes far side right at the elbow of Lodanova. And that's a well-placed shot. Tough for the goalie to stick that right elbow, make that save.
2:47 to go. It's not out of reach yet, but it just does not appear that Syed is going to allow anything at the other end of the floor. Again, feels like we've been saying it all quarter long. If Czechia is going to have a chance here coming back, they need one now more than ever. And they're going to have to defend a little bit longer. Here comes Van Verseveld. She's going to do a lap. Hang out in the shade for a little bit. Not too long, though, as she shops for a target around the perimeter. Looks up and catches Bente van Bilsen. Now Van Verseveld has it again. She'll start to move downhill, switching hands. A low shot, stopped, rebound, and somehow that stays out. Lodanova made the initial save. Second chance may have been blocked. Netherlands will keep possession. We're approaching the final 2 minutes. A hard hit led by the Netherlands. The ball nowhere near it. They'll keep possession. And now they'll slow it down. Kudode. One quick pass to her left. Svechova
back onto the floor for some more tour of duty on the defensive end. And you can see her as soon as the Netherlands come close to losing possession, she starts to leak towards center floor for hopefully a fast break. As they send it towards Svechova, but it's out of her reach. Czechia have to press the ball here now, but they're going to give up a breakaway at the other end. Verboom decides to pull it out, and she'll just eat some more of this clock herself.
Man, I would love to see some of the junior players I coached back in Victoria have that sense of time and awareness. Up 3, 90 seconds to go. You don't need any more goals. You just need to kill time.
They may still look to go to goal here, but better defense by the Czech defenders. That's going to be a shot clock violation and an illegal substitution. This is going to be a penalty shot.
Illegal substitution in the final 2 minutes of the game is an automatic penalty shot. And so the Dutch will have an opportunity here to really ice this game with 67 seconds to go.
Now they got to decide who they want to take it. They've got a few options, but the hot stick as of late is Delaney Keane, who's up to 7 goals in her last 2 games. They are, though, going to go with Romy Healings. Healings getting the quick instruction from the referee, but if the game wasn't already over, this would certainly be a dagger. Healings will drift far to the left. Now cut back to the middle and score. And the Netherlands have started to party. They know they're just a little over a minute away from another big win.
That was slow and methodical from Romy Healings. And she just took her time. Tried to see what the goalie was going to give her. Got her to come off her line by 1 step and brought it back short side. This is great job keeping that stick high and then putting it back over the shoulder. That's textbook goal scoring right there by Romy Healings.
The spread out scoring from the Netherlands as they're now up to 5 different goal scorers, 6 different goal scorers, excuse me. And they can just ice the rest of this thing now into the final minute. Remember, stick around just after we close out the broadcast. Teddy Jenner is going to wrangle down somebody from the Netherlands to have a chat with. The Czechs aren't done yet, though. Veronika Svechova trying to go to goal. She's dispossessed. The Netherlands can get this pretty well down to about 8 seconds or so, but the result is more or less locked in. Hard to talk about anything other than the performance of Sofia Lodanova, but we have to give a ton of credit at the other end for Daria Sayed, who stopped an onslaught of shots at different moments from the Czechs, who were all game long trying to mount a comeback. But, I mean, Steady Eddie in goal for the Netherlands allowed absolutely nothing. You can see why she held a .900 save percentage coming into this game, arguably the best goaltender to this point in the tournament.
Yeah, she's been absolutely fantastic here tonight, and especially when her team meet her in the second half. She only gave up 1 in the second half of this game, and she makes 1 final save for the Dutch.
Well, again, stick around as Teddy Jenner is already on his way down to turf level to wrangle up a Netherlands player who get back to their winning ways as Czechia will surround Sofia Lodanova. What a performance she had, but the Czechs come up just short, and the final score will be 11-7. I'll bid farewell for now on behalf of Teddy Jenner and myself and the entire production crew here at LCC Radotín. We thank you for joining us. Stick around because there's more action coming up from this very arena, as it'll again be myself and Teddy Jenner on the call for a 7:30 start time in the men's division between Czechia and Germany. You can catch all that action right here for free on YouTube. Thanks for joining us for this one. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one as well. Good evening from Radotín.
Anneke van Versveld for the Dutch team after a huge win over Czechia. Just talk to me about the fourth quarter from your team. Shut them down defensively, and you're just able to pull away.
Yeah, we wanted this so bad. We had like 2 losses against the Israeli and the Irish team, and we had like a fixed plan. Every time we went into attack, we had a plan, and it just like we had the man up, and we kept pressuring them and keep getting the ball. So yeah, and of course Romy scoring the one we really needed. So yeah, that's awesome. So,
talk to me about Daria Said in between the goal. She was phenomenal in the second.
I don't know how she does it, but it's great. And every time she has to save, so we can bring it up in the transition. And the transition was really fast this time, so that's good. And we could set it up really quick. So yeah, really team effort on both ends. So yeah.
You said a big win for your club, but how much fun are you ladies having out here?
This is the best. The heat is like getting us, but like yeah, this win, my heart is like here. Yeah, but it's a team win. That's what I love about lacrosse, and especially in box. So.
What does lacrosse mean to you?
That's a good question. Friendship and family. That's what we shout, Orange family. And it felt like that. Also the fans, they were actually the extra player, and we really needed that. So also on the bench, coaches keeping us like cold with all the towels and stuff. So yeah, team effort.
Hop Netherlands, congratulations.
Hop, Holland!